Hi, my name is Jim, and for the 25 days of 520 Elliott, I choose play. And what we're going to do today is make homemade cinnamon ornaments. And what you'll need for that is 2 bottles of cinnamon, a cup of applesauce. If you would like, you can add nutmeg, which is about a tablespoon. We're going to use a little extra cinnamon on the side for dipping our cutters in. You'll need cookie cutters of your choice. You need maybe a skewer for cutting holes, a straw or some other thing to maybe cut holes if you want bigger holes. You'll need a spatula, and you'll need a rolling pin. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cinnamon, which is a cup, and it's 2 of these bottles that you can buy in every store. We're going to add our cinnamon. Very, very simple. And then we're going to take our 1 cup of applesauce. Now it can vary depending on the moisture of the batter, which we'll see in just a minute. You may need a little more, you may need a little less. Okay, there's our cup of cinnamon and our cup of applesauce. And we're going to add, I'm going to add nutmeg. I like adding nutmeg. It adds a lot of spicy aroma to the ornament. So now we're just going to mix it up with our hands. The best tool you have is your hands. Okay, so what you're going to see is this dough is going to start coming together. And as it comes together, what you want to do is you want to be able to form a ball that's going to be very dough-like consistency. It's a little moist, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little more cinnamon and add to it to dry it out, because you don't want it to stick too much when you're rolling it out. So as you see, we have a nice formed dough ball. Now we've got our dough formed, and we're going to roll it out. What I've done is you do it simply just like you do with flour and roll out any dough. Sprinkle some cinnamon down, okay, so it does not stick to your surface. Some people use saran wrap, some people use other paper to put down, but I find that the saran wrap leaves wrinkles on the ornaments, and I don't like that, so I just deal with this. So what I'm going to do is we can do just a little bit at a time so that you're not doing as much, and then we're going to press it out. And you're going to keep moving it so you make sure it's not sticking to your surface. Okay, we're going to roll it. And you're going to try to keep rolling until you get to a consistency of about 1/4 inch, depending on the thickness you want of your ornament. And again, you're going to, if it's sticky, rub some cinnamon on it, just like you would flour. So now that we have our dough rolled out, we can now choose out of our cookie cutters what we'd like to cut out. And of course, one of the favorites for the holidays is going to be gingerbread man. So let's start with the gingerbread man. And what I like to do also is dust it around in some cinnamon as well so it doesn't stick, just like you would flour and cookies. And then let's press it out. Okay. I like to use a skewer sometimes to help me get some of the edges out so it doesn't go all funky on me. Same thing, here's a snowflake. I like to do snowflakes. So let's do a snowflake. And let's do a star for fun. Now what you're going to do is you're going to need a hole to put your string or your ribbon or whatever you're going to do in through your ornament. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a skewer really lightly, and we're going to make a hole. Now we're ready. Once we do our cookie cutters, we put them onto a sheet. We're going to have our oven preheated at 200 degrees and bake. And we're going to stick them in the oven for about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. And then you're going to let them settle overnight and dry until they're really stiff. And then we'll be ready to decorate. We've taken them off of our trays, and now I've laid out a few examples of how you can decorate these. Now, what I've done is I've taken some jute string, I've taken some buttons, and I've tied them up for a very primitive, simple look, okay? So here I've tied a button on it and some embroidery thread just for another look. You can paint on these with craft paint. Whatever your heart desires, you can do. So get with your family, have a great time. Just remember, these smell great, they make your house smell great, but they are not edible. Have fun.